I'm here with Jari of Wintersun to talk about Time 2, Time Package, everything Wintersun. I mean, there's so much stuff to talk about. And first of all, I want to say thank you for taking the time to
No
talk with
problem.
me
Thanks for
about
having me.
it's thank you for taking the time. I know you're busy. I see you posting a lot of updates. There's a lot of stuff going on.
I
Uh
always got time for you.
it's such a great year. 2024 is the year where we all gonna have some more time.
That's for sure.
So let's
By the
start off.
way, cheers.
Oh, you still got my mug, the mug that I got
Perfect.
you. Perfect, perfect. I love it. I
You're
love it.
perfect for this occasion.
Yeah, definitely perfect for this occasion. Let's. I don't even know where to start. Okay, so let's start off with the time package and the pre-order album that you did on Indiegogo.
Yeah.
You surpassed the expectations. You're way beyond what you set as your goals. I mean, you reached the goals incredibly fast.
Yeah.
I know it surpassed your expectations, but by how much did it surpass your expectations?
Well, honestly, I didn't know what to expect because there's been some backlash after the last crowdfunding. But then I knew again that the time package was amazing, and I thought there's still the base fan group there waiting for new stuff. So I thought it could go either way, but I'm very happy how it's going. It's been going basically same pace as the forest packs went.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Well, but that's incredible though. It
yeah,
really is. It really is to see it going that way. And there's still 16 as of today, there's still 16, 15 days left for people to
well,
hop on.
actually it ends in April 30th.
Oh, so it got extended.
Yeah, Indiegogo system is just you make the first month,
Okay.
like the
So
actual campaign, and then you can go into in demand mode, which you can extend as long as you want. But our campaign is the pre-order is from March and April.
and I'm going to put a link in the description of the video. So for those that haven't picked up the time package with the time to pre-order included, go check it out. I mean, I went through the list of items that you're offering on this package. I don't think any band out there has ever put a package as extensive as. I mean, you're throwing
Yeah,
everything there. All the only thing you're not giving is people is your blood, but I think you're pretty much giving them everything else that you have. What
well
was
that
your
was
thought process?
well that was always the goal because during the first campaign with the forest package, we already knew that we had these demos that I've been saving from my past because I always wanted to record them with professional production, but it never kind of happened because I was playing in Ensiferum and then I started Wintersun at the first album and so on. Started the time saga. So those older songs were kind of left behind, and now I've been writing so much new music, and I wanna concentrate on that new music. So I kind of didn't know what to do with the demos. So probably it's just better to release the demos. But I remastered every single track, and they still sound pretty fresh. Well, at least it's kind of half and half. Some of them are really bad production. There's like a two time periods with my first drum machine and then a second drum machine which is a little bit better, and like three periods with three recording systems. I started with 4-track tape machine, then moved to 8-track tape machine, and then I got 16-track hard disk recorder, which like really uplifted the production quality. So it's half and half.
Was it hard? I know you're a perfectionist, and I know at the end of the day they're demos. Was it easy for you to make them part of the package and say and kind of let go of it and say, okay, this is something I'm not going to work on anymore, so let's just kind of make this package as big as possible and put this in there.
Well, maybe a little bit, but I'm always working so much on new music, so it didn't kind of bother me that much. And even after we release the demos, I must still pick some riffs or make some demos with better production. Who knows? But it was fine to me.
And that's not the only thing on the package. I mean, you're also releasing the instrumental, the tracks in instrumental format. You're doing the tracks as singles, not as like in the flow of the record. Uh, all of this stuff, is this all added work for you to create this, or these things that you already had as part of the process? So you kind of just breaking down all the different steps of the process of creating the record, and now you're making them this overall package. Was that the approach?
Well, everything extra takes a lot of extra time of course, but yeah, because we already did with the Forest package, we released the isolated tracks and the instrumental version of the Forest Seasons album. So of course I wanted to have with the time to have all those here as well. But also now we included like a dynamic version, which is mastered a little bit lower level. There's like two versions, one dB lower level and 2 dB lower level. So there's the difference is like the original version is like a really full sounding because it's loud and like mastered kind of loud. And with the modern plugins nowadays, you can master it quite loud without having the annoying distortion that was in the early 2000s with the loudness wars. So with the dynamic version, the sound is a little bit maybe more open and the drums hit maybe a little bit more hard. But the original version is like more full in your head, which I kind of like that sound, because my vision for time 1 and time 2 was always like to have this like a wall of sound in your face and be in the music.
And before you announced that the album and that this package was going to be available, you had made some posts in terms of all the different records that you were working on, and you had some percentages of this and that. What pushed you towards finishing this one off before maybe some of the other ones?
Well, working on those 4 albums was kind of the key how time 2 was completed. My work style is kind of weird in a sense. It's a little bit different that maybe other people do. I'm always working on different styles of music at the same time, and at some point, some of the projects are kind of taking the leeway and getting finished. So the problem with time 2 was always finding the right sounds for the album, and of course the computer power. But working on those 4 new albums, and I also had a new Mac Pro now that I bought in 2020. So working on the new albums, all the albums had like different sounds, and here and there I always kind of like tried copy pasting. Would that sound work for time 2, or would that, or would this sound? And then this one album sound kind of okay. This is starting to click. And I always said, when I find the right sound for the album, then I'm gonna finish it. And that's what I did. So, yeah,
fans were happy and surprised when you announced the release for this year. But how surprised were the guys in the band when you told them, "Hey, the album is ready"?
They were very surprised. We have a Wintersun group chat in Facebook, and I just sent them like, time 2 is done and it's good. And that's it. And they were like, what the hell is happening here?
And then I saw you got everybody together. You did a photo shoot. How was that? How was that process? Because you're such a creative person, and you think about all the little details. But how was that part for you to do that photo shoot with the guys?
It was really great and really amazing to get the guys back together and talk shit and do some fun photo shoot and videos. But yeah, the guys have been really supportive, and I love the guys.
So, and you have this
of course Wintersun is not their first priority anymore because they're in bigger bands, but they still love Wintersun, of course, and want to be part of it.
I mean, who doesn't love Wintersun? I've been waiting for this album to come out so that we can bring Winter Sundays back. So oh, yeah. so expect Winter Sundays to hit the airwaves on YouTube on our channel once the album comes out. We're gonna go through each and every single track in order every
Oh
single
shit.
Sunday, every single Sunday. I mean, I'm going to review the album ahead of time anyways, but we will do the track by track because we want to bring back Winter Sundays. Was such a huge part of our channel when we started. It
Oh
was
no,
such
not the very early demos.
no, no, no. We're
There's
not. We're not going to
there's
go through
one
the demos.
there's one of my there's one my very first song that I ever wrote. It's
As
called
part of the demos.
Motorcycle Song.
It's on one of the demos.
Yeah,
That, like one of the first ever songs that you ever wrote.
first ever song that I wrote. From
Wow,
92, 92. And it's
wow.
very Joe Satriani kind of summer song vibe, kind of happy track.
How does now when you listen to it, how does it hold? And
I
does
mean,
your memory of it sounds better in your memory, or does it still
the
resonate with you?
production and the playing is pretty horrible, but if I would record the song now, I think the song is pretty good. There's some cool melodies.
Have you considered giving it a little bit of a facelift?
Sometimes, but it's again, I have so much new music that I'm so excited about, so I ain't got the time for everything.
The artwork for both the album cover and the time package is phenomenal. How involved were you in that art in the creation of that artwork?
Well, pretty involved. I kind of envisioned all the and said all the with how I want everything, the framings and you know. But of course, the Gaiola and Onni Viljami have done amazing job. You know, better than I expected. Like I'm really happy how the artwork has come together. I think it's the best Wintersun booklet so far.
I,
With
I
all the
would have
photos.
I would have to agree. Like the artwork is phenomenal, both for the album and for the package. I notice on the package there's a little bit of an infinity sign on top of the gazebo or whatever you call that thing. I'm not big on the whole Japanese culture, so I don't know the name of that. And I thought the infinity sign plays really well with the theme of time, infinity.
Yeah,
Like, was that your idea or is that the artist?
that wasn't my idea. That was Gaiola's idea.
Wow, that's really
And
cool.
there's so much detail in the cover, especially the time package cover. There's all the Japanese kanji signs for all the songs in the gate pillars, and when you see it in 8K, it's like breathtaking.
And all of you're gonna have an 8K package available, part of the time package, right?
Yeah, the booklet is like because it's digital booklet. It's 8K resolution, and I don't even have an 8K monitor. I only have a 6K monitor.
I was gonna say I don't even have an 8K either. I think you know what's
But
gonna
it's good
happen.
for future proofing. So
Yeah, what you're gonna do is people are gonna buy an 8K monitor just so they can see the package.
yeah,
So you should be
see
getting a
the
kickback.
package. Yeah,
So
you
I
want to
think
see the package.
yeah, the package.
Well,
You know,
the forest seasons booklet was 5K, so now of course we have to
you
make
have
it
to up
bigger.
it. Yeah, yeah, you gotta move it up. We live in a time, as you know, where a lot of people worry about, well, not worry, but always think about the artist and what's the best way to support an artist. Having this fundraiser going on now, is this jumping on this early and people buying it? Is this the best way to really help you and the band to get more money in your pockets versus money in somebody else's pockets?
Yeah, definitely. It kind of because it's a digital package and basically sold directly from us to the fans. Of course, because we are using the Indiegogo platform, they are taking 5%, but that's very little. Like how good the site works and everything works. And actually, this time I got a video conference call with them just to make sure that they're helping that the launch goes well and stuff like that. So that was very nice. So it's basically us selling the music directly to the fans. So the most amount goes to our pockets, and then we can reinvest that money back into the music.
Yeah, because you still have more records to work on.
Exactly. Yeah.
And like you said, the computer barely made this one. So does that mean you're
Yeah.
gonna have to upgrade it?
Yeah. I'm hoping to upgrade the Mac Pro soon.
And with that comes an 8K monitor.
I don't think they have one yet.
But as soon as they do,
Yeah, definitely.
uh, I asked you about how surprised the guys in the band were. How surprised was Nuclear Blast when you told them the album was ready to be released?
They were also very surprised. But Jaap from Nuclear Blast has been, asking me here and there, like, is there any album coming along? And I've been updating him. Basically, I was updating him about the newer stuff, but then I surprised him as well.
You surprised everybody.
Yeah.
You surprised everybody
Have
with
some
this.
surprises in your life.
Yeah, no, it's important because as you remember, the last time you guys tour in North America, you had that stress ball, time 2 stress ball. So now that it becomes almost irrelevant now.
Yeah, you don't need the stress ball anymore.
Well, yeah, and like now you need to think of some new merch now. But now that stress ball becomes almost irrelevant because now the album is it's coming out in August, so it's just around the corner.
Maybe some sauna gear or something.
Listen, I'm in the game for a sauna. There's actually a Finnish sauna here, a place here in Canada that I'm thinking of buying one for my backyard. It's like in a barrel.
Oh yeah, those are cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so I'm
you
thinking of
should.
get.
That's amazing. That would be amazing.
Yeah, I'm thinking of getting one of those. So the next time you guys come here, we can do sauna here.
Do you know what was funny? when we launched the campaign, immediately like 2 days after, on my email I got a sauna commercial, some ad.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know, some algorithm or some company like know about us or.
I think that's incredible. I think that's incredible. It's got to be some algorithm or something like that that they
Yeah,
know and they know to send you something like that. It's
yeah.
crazy. That is fucking hilarious. Are you guys planning on doing some music videos for the album, or you're gonna leave the album a little bit as a surprise as a whole when it comes out? I mean, we already know a couple of tracks, but
We've been talking about a little bit, but if we are gonna do a music video, we wanna make it great. So I've been researching a little bit, like some video production companies, what are the budgets and what kind of stuff they could make, but we don't know yet. It kind of depends on the budget and what we can do. But Nuclear Blast has been suggesting that we would release a single, but we're not so enthusiastic about the idea. But we'll see. Maybe there could be a single from The Way of the Fire. But I kind of don't like the idea of like doing like a visualizer.
yeah,
Yeah,
I'm with you on that.
yeah. But we'll
I,
see.
I think a video, like if you guys do The Way of the Fire or Storm, you know what I mean? Like I think those two, because they're songs that you guys played live before, it doesn't ruin the surprise of the album coming out and people. I'm gonna be honest with you. If you guys were to release videos, those were the two tracks that I would want because I want to listen to
Yeah,
the album without knowing anything. Like I want to have that surprise of pressing play and having that first
yeah,
impact of listening to the record for the first time. And I think if you start releasing singles, it takes away from that. You know what I mean?
exactly. That's actually what we would like to have our fans to experience the whole album from start to finish, because it's actually like Time One. It's like one continuous album where the songs are kind of glued together.
So is time one and time two uh, like a complete body of work? Do you see them as a complete body of work, or while they're connected with one another, the two are individual pieces of time, if you will?
Well, originally they were like one piece, but then the divide happened. So now I think of them like two albums separately, because now Time 2 has the Fields of Snow, the intro for The Way of the Fire. So it's like, in that sense, complete album.
And
Because
the
the Fields of
sound
Snow, in original The Fields of Snow, there was no Fields of Snow.
and the sound from one to the other. Obviously, you said it. This is going to be bombastic, so it's even bigger in your mind than what
I
the
think it's a huge upgrade.
wow.
Yeah. Because originally I wasn't very happy how the Time 1 mix. I feel kind of I failed at it. But now it's good.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah,
Why? Like,
my mixing room was horrible, and I was still like kind of beginner at mixing and mastering. But now my mixing room is better and my skills are better. So I think it's a huge upgrade.
besides the mixing room, how much, when you look at software and plugins, like you were talking about plugins before, how much have those tools improved from when you guys did the first crowdfunding for the seasons? Has the improvement been drastic that allows you to kind of be better at it, not just improve yourself, but also be better with the tools that you have?
Yeah, most definitely. Like all the new modern plugins like really helped a lot. There's this new EQ called Kirchhoff EQ that was like a big component getting this mix done. Like the dynamic EQ on that thing is just amazing, and it really helped me to like mix everything like in very with precision and detail, and get all the stuff that I don't need out. So it because there's so many tracks, so you have to create so much space for everything. And with that EQ and all the other, like there's plugins called Sooth 2 and Galfos that kind of gives it a little bit more like a takes the edge away, like the harshness, makes it more professional. So all the modern plugins help a lot, but of course it's your own ear that you have to like develop. But of course you need the mixing room as well, so you can hear what you are doing. So
Well,
that was always the problem because my first mixing room in my old apartment was just horrible. Couldn't really hear much there.
how much changing that mixing room as the first step allow you to fast track, not just this record, but the other ones that you're working on? Did you see a very large increase in your own productivity?
Yeah, well, the first crowdfunding with the forest package that helped like a lot. That made all the difference. Like I got the new mixing room, the semi studio, and the new music gear. Now I have a vocal booth so I can sing at home. So making music now has been so much faster. And like I've said, I've already got like 4 albums in a good place.
And you mentioned earlier that there's always been a lot of I don't even know the word to use, but a lot of noise online about not just about the previous crowdfunding, but when is time to, the jokes and everything like that. I mean, I'm guilty as charged of my own time to jokes here and there. Um, uh, when you look back at that time period between records, with all of that noise online, was that hard for you to digest, considering that you're still making music at the same time that all of this is happening on the internet and people are talking and all of that stuff? Was it difficult?
Maybe sometimes, yeah, but I can also feel that it gave me energy as well. Like I'm gonna show you bastards.
I'm gonna prove you all wrong.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's, I kind of learned after the first campaign. It's just better to just not engage too much with the trolls and just focus on your own work, and you know the music will come out at some point.
Did you ever? One of the worries that I had on your behalf was that when there's so much expectations for an album, it's really hard to feel that the album didn't deliver, because what you have in your mind as far as the expectations are sometimes is hard to match when you get to the reality of listening to it. Did that ever cross your mind that the longer I go between releasing this time to a record, the more the expectation grows, the harder it will be to meet those expectations?
Yeah, I felt that a little bit, and even when I started like mixing time to like I decided, okay, now I found the right sound, so now I'm gonna do it. At the beginning, I was listening to the tracks like because now I've been working with new stuff, which is again on a new level. I felt like this sounds a bit old, kind of, because I recognize my own voice, how it's developed since the last 10 years. But then I started mixing it, and with all the new plugin technology, like I was like, holy shit, this is starting to sound pretty great. Like it has stood the test of time, so it still sounds fresh to me and great. So, and even like the legendary early demos, like when I remastered them, like some of them, like holy shit, this actually still sounds pretty good.
I think you have to go back to that first song you ever did and re-release that properly. Maybe for the next album, for the next package, for the next album, you have to do something like that. With creating this sound that you want, but doing it all by yourself. You talked about training your ear. Is that a difficult thing to do because you don't have anybody to bounce ideas off? It's not like you're working with a producer and you guys are like talking to each other. It's like, oh, maybe if we try this here, if we try that there. Do you feel like sometimes you get too much in your own head and becoming a little bit of your own worst enemy?
I think before it was a little bit like that, but these days I feel more confident, like when I'm hearing, and with the new mixing room, it was much easier to mix because when you hear what you're doing and you know what you're doing, like it's night and day. So yeah, when the ear develops, when the more you do it, you just start to hear all the different frequencies and know what to do with them and the compression and everything.
And how will
Just
yeah,
it
sorry,
just
go ahead.
takes time.
You know, you can rush greatness. You know, you just gotta let it
Yeah,
kind of
I think
develop on its own.
I always had a pretty good ear when it comes to sound, but it was just a matter of like having the right equipment and the mixing room, and then like actually knowing what to do with the sound that made the difference.
You had a vision for what you wanted the sound of the album to be, but did you actually know what you wanted the sound, or when you heard the sound, you're like, ah, this is the sound?
Well, I've always had a like this vision for the sound that's in my head, like this kind of Wintersun sound. Of course, for Wintersun is not just one style, but I think there's like this one core traditional style, and I think now on time to I'm kind of I say almost 90% accomplished that sound. But of course, for different albums, I wanna modify that sound a little bit on different directions. And the Forest Seasons was of course totally different sound because it was a totally different kind of music.
How do you feel this album will translate when it comes to? I mean, by the way, you picked the right time to release this album because Nightwish is taking a hiatus, so there's no tours. So there's going to be a chance for you guys to play some shows. How you think these songs will be live? Do you think they'll be equal to what you're offering in the studio version?
Well, actually, we don't have any tour plans for time two, so yeah, it would be the perfect opportunity now to tour because Nightwish is taking a break, but of course then we still Megadeth, and actually we have sold all our live gear because we had the plan that when we go touring again, we're gonna upgrade all our live gear. But it's mostly me because my heart tells me to continue working on this one album that was like left like 80% done, and I was really excited about it as well. So I wanna just now continue to work on that album.
So you're not interested on playing any shows right now? Even like, are you thinking even doing maybe like a release show or something like that?
Not at the moment because, like I said, if we would do like even one show, it would be like not not great to like buy all this new
New gear just for a show, yeah.
live gear just for a couple of shows. So yeah,
And you have the album that you're almost done.
yeah. Well, it's like 80% done, but that doesn't mean like people may think that the 80% is like the time progress. It's just the amount of material what is done with the album, and usually the last 10% takes the most time.
It's not like
the last bit of the albums are always the hardest.
and what's that last bit? Is it the production side? Is it the mixing side? Like, what is that last 20% in your mind, the way you work, that is the most laboring part?
Well, the last 10 is probably the mixing and mastering, and that's like you want to get it like to the finalized product and be happy with it. So it's always hard to let go, like if you're not fully satisfied with it.
I don't think you're the kind of guy that lets it go unless you're 100% happy with the end result.
Well, I think I'm not that perfectionist as people think. I think there are more perfectionists out there than me. Like some of the fans are really perfectionist.
I know. The fans of Wintersun are at a different level. If you look back at making time, is there a song on the record that was more labor intensive?
Yeah. Well, I think the Silver Leaves intro is probably the hardest mix I've ever done.
The intro, wow.
But every song was difficult. I'd say, let's see, The Way of the Fire. Well, The Way of the Fire is pretty bad because it has the most tracks. It's like 800 or 900 tracks.
No wonder the computer needs a bigger processor.
Exactly. Yeah. The computer CPU was like almost 100% for months. And
Wow.
I was really worried. It's like building a house of cards. Is this gonna fail? Is my computer
Especially after
gonna
putting so much work into it.
Yeah. So
Wow.
at the final stages, when I was taking the last exports, I had all the plugins with maxed out. So I had to open the windows to cool the computer. So
Wow.
it was good. It was winter here, so
I was gonna say you were building your own sauna there with the computer heat.
yeah. Yeah,
You
now
know?
there's been the energy crisis, and so the computers keep me warm.
I can imagine if we took a snapshot of Finland at that time to see a heat graphic of Finland, and everything is like blue, and then in your house is like red, like a spot of red in your house, like creating all this energy, all this heat. And people are like, what's happening in this spot here where everything is cold and just here is like heat?
Yeah, was there like last April 1st? Was it Chaos Sign was like making this April Fool's song that now Wintersun has partnered with this nuclear plant to finish time too.
Hey, it was not that far off from reality.
Yeah.
It wasn't that far off. When it came to create the structure of the album, how important for you is that part of the record? You have the songs finished, now you got to put them together. Do you think about that after the songs? Do you think about that before you make the songs? How's that process?
I think that happens during when I'm composing the songs. I already know like this feels like the beginner track, and this feels like the final showstopper, and then the between songs and the mountains and the valleys. So I kind of figured that out already when I'm composing the songs, and it kind of happens just naturally.
Wow. And then when you're putting it all together, do you try to adjust anything in order for the tracks to better flow from one to the other, or that was
I
already
think there
part of the
might be some last minute changes at some point, but usually it happens very early on the track order.
is all part of your earlier vision?
Yeah.
And what's
You kind of know it. You kind of know it when you're working on the albums that like fast song, slower song, middle tempo song, like how it works the best.
and what's your I have to ask you this, what's your fascination with Japanese culture?
I don't know what it is. I think it started from my childhood when I was playing the Commodore 64 game Last Ninja.
I had that game.
You played it?
Yeah, yeah.
It's amazing, and the soundtrack is amazing. So I think that's where it started. But then in early 2000s, 2003, 2004, there was the movies like Memories of a Geisha, and those movies really impacted me. Really love those movies. So
I've seen that movie too, actually.
yeah,
I'm also a big fan of the Japanese culture, and I think the sound of Wintersun, at least what I expect this time 2 sound to be like, I think will match that experience, you know,
yeah, I love everything like how the culture kind of looks, like the architecture, the cherry blossom trees,
the cherry blossom
the
tree. Yeah.
kanji signs and stuff like that.
Are you a fan of the food as well?
Sure, yeah, definitely. When we went to Japan and China, and amazing food.
Are you a big food person? Do you enjoy like dissecting the food as much as you enjoy dissecting the music that you create?
Not so much. Kind of very basic person when it comes to food. I just basically eat meat and eggs. That's it. Every day.
That is very basic. That doesn't get more basic than that.
Maybe after once or twice in a month some vegetables.
Wow. Uh, you have a lot of great tools around you. I saw that. We checked out that video that you did playing, like that 2-minute video that you did playing. Obviously, there's a lot better tools now, guitar wise, that allow you to better express yourself. Were you tempted at any point to, like, maybe I could introduce a little bit of this into one of these time songs, or you just don't feel like that was needed because you have the other albums where you're going to have a chance to do it?
Yeah, I don't think it was needed because the amount of effort and time we put recording those guitars was already like just crazy. I mean, the rhythm guitars, we recorded them first in 2006, but I wasn't happy with the result. So in 2011, we recorded all the rhythm guitars again for time one and time two, and that took me like over a month. So I recorded every single riff like with precision. So there was no need anymore to make it better because it was already perfect.
What about the drums? How long ago had the drums been done?
2006 also. That's when the first studio sessions started.
Originally, did you guys record it at Sonic Pump? Everything there?
Yeah, drums, bass, and the first rhythm guitars. Then the plan was to record everything else at my home and rehearsal places.
You know what I think you should do? I think you should do another one of those Sonic Pump videos for The Way of the Fire or something like that. Those were so iconic. When you watch those now, how does it feel? Because for me, that's how I discovered the band, was watching
Oh
those
yeah,
Sonic Pump videos, right?
yeah,
So for me, it's so nostalgic when I watch them now. Like it's really emotional for me watching those videos. How is it for you?
yeah. I think people seem to love them a lot, and for me they look great. Although the video uh, quality has, you kind of noticed it's a bit older, but the way it was filmed and cut, I think it was great. And yeah, I love those videos as well.
Yeah, it's
But
such a
yeah, it would be fun to do that similar kind of thing again.
yeah,
But
because it
then
would
we
be a
were kind
nice
of
sequence.
rehearsing. Then we were kind of rehearsing for the upcoming shows. But now we don't have that, so I don't know. We'll see what we are gonna do, music video or something like that.
Yeah, because there's also a company. I mean, I'm not getting paid for this, but there's a company in Tampere. The guys from what's the name of the band? It's no, I'm not remembering the name of the damn band. But anyways, they do music videos. They have a music video company. I can't remember the name of the company. Rita something. And Atlas. The name of the band is Atlas. They have a band and they have a video company. A lot of bands now, Fear Factory, Orbit Culture, a lot of these big bands are hiring them to do their videos, and it's like wow, like
Really?
yeah, like they're based out of Tampere and they're doing videos for all the big bands right now. And the videos don't look like a music video. Like if you watch some of the videos, it's like you're watching a movie. Which at the end of the video, when they show the name of the company, you know it's them because I'm like, I knew it was them. Nobody makes videos like that. They've taken music videos to a whole new level because they look and feel like you're watching Aliens or Predator, like a movie like that. It's
Oh,
really
nice.
well done. They're really well done, the music videos.
Okay, well, thanks for the tip. I need to check them out. That sounds really interesting.
Yeah, I'll send you the name of the
Yeah.
video company and whatever, and check out some of their work. I know they've worked. I mean, right now they're working with some of the bigger bands out there because, like I said, they're miles ahead of anybody else making music videos, and at least you're not getting one of those stupid visualizers or whatever. I hate that stuff.
Yeah, please send me. Yeah, that sounds very interesting. So I've been researching companies like what kind of budgets and what kind of style they can offer.
If you
That's
were to do, yeah, I'll send you the link. I think you're gonna like, and I'll send you some of the videos that they have done. That way you
I've
can.
seen some Orbit Culture videos and they have looked really great.
Yeah, and I think was from the last Fear Factory album. They did 2 videos for them, but they've done for another bunch of other bands.
Yeah, I need to check them out.
You could always tell when it's them. If you were to make a music video, would it be Japanese driven, considering that that's such a big theme of the record, or you would go completely different?
Uh, I think depending on the song, I think there should be at least some elements. But I've kind of always liked kind of the Metallica look, like wearing black, and I also love a lot of lights, flashing lights, and light rays and stuff like that, kind of Star Wars kind of thing. So we'll see.
The
It
more like
doesn't have to be like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon all the way. But it would be cool to have a little bit of those kind of Asian
at least a
elements.
little bit of Iron Monkey. I don't know if you watched that one, but that's one of my favorite
What's that?
movies. You never seen Iron Monkey?
No.
Oh, you have
What
to
have
watch Iron
what
Monkey.
have I missed?
Oh, you have to. It came out around the same time as the Hidden Dragon, whatever, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. You have to watch Iron Monkey. It's magnificent.
But it's the same genre.
Yeah, same genre, same style, same idea. Well, not same idea. I mean, the story is different, but same
Okay, I
genre.
need to see it.
Yeah, I think you'll like it. I have the DVD. It was before Blu-ray, so I have the DVD.
Yeah.
I remember when I first watched it, I think I watched it like 4 times in a row. It was such a good movie. Like I was so captivated by it.
Wow, I need to see it then.
No, you gotta watch it. See, there's a lot of now you have a lot of homework to do. So now that
Yeah,
20% of the next album is going to take a little bit longer.
exactly.
So now people are going to
Blame
hate
me.
on me. Yeah, now they're going to blame me for the next album taking too long. So I mean, it is what it is. But what are we going to do? I've said this before, and I want to ask you your personal opinion. When sometimes we saw you posting on the Wintersun fans page, and like you said earlier, dealing with the trolls. I've always said, and I think I've said it publicly many times, that man, Jari should just hire somebody. Like he doesn't need to be dealing with that kind of shit, and he
I
should just
wish I
hire.
could. I wish I had the money to hire people, but I don't. So I
So
need to do it
that's the
myself.
reason. That's the reason.
Well, yeah, that's
Find
the reason.
somebody that does it pro bono. I'm sure you can find somebody that would do it pro bono.
I don't know if anyone wants to work for free, especially
Well,
these days.
yeah, that's true. But I mean, if you maybe they get to hear the album ahead of everybody else, and that's like their payment. I don't know.
Hmm, we'll see.
You know, I don't know. I just think that sometimes there's a lot of wasted energy when it comes to those kind of discussions. At least I feel from my end, because it's like you're going around in a circle. And from this package now, has it been different for you? The feedback?
All the feedback has been totally like 180. Like it's been 99%, positive comments. So I've been feeling very happy about that. but I knew because the product is great, so that's what kept me going, because I knew I have something great here, so just gonna keep going and don't mind the noise.
So the day the album comes out, the day that everybody gets to hear the record, are you going to disappear from the internet for a couple of days and just let the chips fall where they may? Or the moment the album comes out, you're going to be like, let me see what everybody is saying?
I'm probably gonna be there promoting more, you know, the physical vinyl and CD release and stuff like that. But at some point after the release, some months or something, I need to chill again a little bit, because for me, it's always, because I'm not really like an influencer, social media person. When I'm doing music, I need to kind of get away from people a little bit. But of course, here and there might be like little fun guitar videos here and there.
All of the promotion you're doing now, does it feel, is it natural? Well, it's not really natural, but does it take you away from your comfort, or you are enjoying it?
I mean, a little bit. I'm not really like good in front of the camera, trying to get better. But it's like, because I know I have a good product, so I wanna promote it as the best as I can. But but now it's kind of easier because the product is done, so I can just concentrate on making the promotional videos and so on. But during when I'm making music, I can't really be out there, you know, influencing.
Yeah, no, that's true. I mean, we need you concentrating on doing what you do best. And
Yeah.
by the way, I know you released when you guys
But
were doing.
I want to say, if I make some guitar videos here and there, don't kill me. let me have some let me have some fun.
Listen,
Because
once you were once
I'm always working with a bigger product, but I might have some fun here and there.
listen, now that Time 2 is scheduled to be released in August, you can do whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. Like
Thanks.
like nobody's gonna I'm not gonna say anything. You can make a video of you changing the guitar strings for like 3 minutes, and I'm totally cool with that.
Cool.
You
Well, I'm
can
happy to hear.
you can do whatever. You can just do whatever. Like I'm
I can release warning too.
yes. You know what? At least you have a great sense of humor. I love that. I love that. It's great that we can laugh about it. You can do
But
that. You
sometimes
can
people take these smaller videos a little bit too seriously. It doesn't
see.
mean that
I
I'm
took it.
always working on the big things, but there might be smaller things in between.
See, I took it seriously because I was so excited because I'm like, oh, Winter Sunday is back. We got a new song. And then when I hear the track, it's like, well, this is not a new song. What's going on here? Like I felt so not that the track, like not that the listening to you playing wasn't good. Do you know what I mean? It's just that I felt like my expectations, and that's why I asked you earlier, my expectations were here, and then I felt like it came here, and I'm like, oh, I felt so down. So that's why
You felt betrayed.
I felt betrayed. I was like, oh, I was expecting this grandiose track with, like, I don't know, some killer vocals or
Where's the
something.
fireworks?
Where exactly? Where's the climax? There was like there was just a lot of foreplay. You know what I mean? But there was no climax, and I was like, "Where's the climax? Something is missing here." So that's why. But I'm glad that we can have a laugh about it, and now with Time 2 coming out, you can do whatever you want. You can
Yeah.
do whatever you want, as far as I'm concerned. And I know that when you were here in North America, you had somebody with you filming the shows, and you've released a lot of these live videos first on your Patreon, and then you've released them on YouTube. Um, have you thought about maybe using some of those videos and taking the tracks out and maybe doing a live record at some point or something like that?
Yeah, well, that has been the plan, and maybe it will happen someday. Basically, you know, the best shows I think were in Toronto and Montreal, then probably in New York, Los Angeles. So maybe at some point I will make like a professional mix out of them, because the videos are already like edited. So all you need to do is to mix. So that kind of DVD. I don't know what kind of release it would be, but it could happen at some point. I think the videos are pretty good.
Oh, the videos are amazing, and at the end of the
Because the
day,
sound so far has been them recorded just with this like a wave recorder from the front of house. So it's exactly what you heard on the shows. It's like an iPhone
recording.
sound. Yeah. Some people have like complain about the sound, but they don't realize it's just like this iPhone recording sound. It's like a bootleg sound.
But it's the experience of listening to it live.
Yeah, exactly.
Which I think that's great. And I know, I mean, it's not like that process was free. You know what I mean? You guys spent money getting all of that stuff done. So I think you need to get the most out of it that you can possibly can.
Yeah, it was a big investment to do the videos, and I've been doing a lot of work editing the videos. And I think with the Patreon, it has paid back maybe everything already, but yeah, it would be nice to have like a professional mix also along with those video material.
Yeah, I think it's a logical step for what you guys need to do. Jari, thank you very much for your time today. I really appreciate talking to you. I'm going to put a link to the package, the pre-order package, on the description of the video, so folks that haven't picked it up, they can go pick it up. There's so much material. I was going through it and I'm like, what else is this guy going to offer? Is he going to offer me like, I don't know,
There's
like
still the April surprise.
yeah, I know you've been. I don't know what that's going to be like a video tour of your studio or
It's
something.
big.
Is it big?
It's pretty big.
What can it be like?
Well, you'll see in April.
Is it going to be early April or late April? Mid-April?
We're gonna reveal it early, maybe second or third.
Okay, don't do it on April 1st because then everybody think it's going to be a lie.
Exactly.
So don't do it April 1st. It's Fool's Day, so leave it for after. Man, I can't even think about what could it be. I don't know.
You'll see.
I'm excited. I'm excited. Jari, thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
I'm so happy that you guys surpassed the expectations and continue to sell and like we talked about it earlier.
Forward.
Yeah, and if people are planning on getting this record, this package is the way to do it. For one, you're going to get a lot more for your money, and two, the money actually goes into your pocket versus going into somebody else's pocket. So it's the best way to support you guys, is the best way to ensure that the artist that made the music is getting their money for what they've created. And like I said, biggest package ever offered by anybody that I know. So go pick it up. I know I've signed up for mine already. I've submitted my money.
Thanks.
So
Appreciate
it. I'll let you know what I think of those demos. Maybe we'll do Winter Sunday for the demos. I don't know. We'll think about it.
Cool. I mean, there's good material and then some material that maybe not that great with bad production, but it's like 8 years of my early demos, so the quality will kind of get better along those years.
One thing I'm planning on doing is obviously checking out that first song that you ever wrote, because I think that would be at the end of the Winter Sunday when we go through every song on the Time 2 record. I think that's the nice cherry on top of the cake to finish off with that song. So I think that's going to be our plan, to go through the album from start to finish and then finish off with after the album, finish off with that track. I think that would be a nice way to wrap it up. I'm so excited that we're bringing.
I think you should at least do a few reactions to the Fantasy Metal Project songs, because that project is probably the best quality.
I just have to figure it out, because normally what we do when we do the Winter Sunday videos, we were taking videos that already existed in YouTube and putting them into our video. So I'm gonna have to figure it out. I'm gonna have to basically.
I'm probably gonna put some songs at some point.
Yeah, because what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to create kind of my own video, if you will, with maybe just the logo of the album and the audio track from the record behind it, and then put that into our video. That's what I'm gonna have to do.
Yeah.
but I'll follow what you're saying, and I'll check out some. Listen, for as long as we can do winter Sundays, I'm all for it. Like I said,
Sounds great.
it was such a nostalgic moment for us, for the channel, the way we started the channel really with Winter Sundays. And I know I've told you this before, but Winter Sun has been a band that for me is always going to be with me forever. When my father passed away, listen to your music, listen to everything that you've released was a little bit of my own therapy so that I wouldn't lose my mind at that time. It was really hard for me to deal with the loss because it was a sudden loss. I wasn't expecting, nobody was expecting, it was not like he was sick or anything like that. He just passed away suddenly. So I remember listening to Winter Sun on the flight home, on coming back, and listen to songs like Time, Loneliness, you know, Death and the Healing, like tracks like that were key for me to find a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel, and not feeling alone in a period of time where I felt very alone. So
Well,
Winter Sun will always be close to my heart.
well, that warms my heart. I'm really glad to hear that
Yeah.
my music has been able to help you and also a lot of other people. That's always very nice to hear.
Yeah, that's the beauty of music, and that's why I always feel like I owe you a huge debt, because
And thank you for doing those winter Sundays. I watched them all and are very very entertaining.
yeah, we'll be back. We'll be back, Yari.
Your
We'll be back.
channel is great. One of the best reaction channels and interview channels. I think it's
Thank you.
been
I really
growing like amazingly fast.
I I appreciate it, and it's thanks to you and folks like you that believe in me and believe in my son and allowed us to share your music with the world and share our experiences of discovering your music and then talk
Well,
to you about it. Like we wouldn't be where we are today if it wasn't for you and other artists and obviously the people who watch our videos that connect with us as well.
yeah, you
So
guys are really entertaining and you can articulate the music really well. So
I
really
appreciate it.
really great channel.
Thank you very much. And on that note, Yari, thank you very much for your time. And I'll see you
Thank
around.
you.
I'll see you around in April with that surprise.
Sure. See you then.
Yeah.
Thank you, man.